Woo.
Traffic and pollution plummet as U.S. cities shut down for coronavirus. So here we go. Pollution has dropped dramatically from year over year. If you look at Los Angeles here on this map, you can see this big plume of purple there is pollution. This is from 2019. We're in 2020 now. From March 1st to March 19, pollution is virtually gone away. Los Angeles, the highways, rush hour doesn't even really exist right now. It's crazy. It's like a whole other world, like out of a zombie movie or something. I mean, there is that outbreak going on. It's kind of like a virus outbreak movie or something. Traffic speeds on the 110 in LA are much faster than usual, so there's probably people out there driving faster than they should be, but because the roads are pretty empty. But here's Seattle. Seattle looks almost like it's got no pollution. 2019 on the left there and 2020 on the right. Here's New York. I imagine New York City now, this is from early March. So on the left is 2019, on the right is 2020. New York City is being hammered by this virus, so I imagine pollution is down even further in New York City area. So yeah, it's crazy. Pollution's really going down because no one's driving their automobiles. So there's some pluses and minuses to what's going on. Mostly bad with people dying, but there's always a little bit of good that you can see in what's happening in the world. Let's hope that we do something about this pollution in our world soon.
Bike blogger here. On my way, well, not quite, to work. Trying to practice social distancing, just staying away from people. I know the rule for this coronavirus thing is remain 6 feet away from people. I guess that's just because that's the distance you need to be away from someone to not get sneezed on or coughed on or something. Although I have read guidelines up to 10 feet away. I've always said you need to keep yourself at least 3 feet away from a motor vehicle or something, really preferably 6 feet, you know. They shouldn't be buzzing you real close to you. Today's a little different day though. I'm just trying to get out, get a little exercise. I am working remotely, so I'm working from home now. Not sure how long that's gonna last. At least the next month though, I think. So, whew. Windy day today, windy day. So I'm just going for a quick lap through the park and then back here. I hope everybody's staying safe and trying to get outside and get a little bit of fresh air. One of the recommendations from the Centers of Disease Control in the United States is to increase the amount of ventilation you have on your home. So, you know, I'm not telling you to, I'm not making the recommendation, but I'm just telling you my interpretation of a government recommendation, and that would be, if you have nice weather around where you're living right now, you may consider opening your windows, you know, especially with people on the verge of, you know, running out of money because they don't have any savings, or they're, you know, minimum wage worker. Now's your chance to save money on utilities. You may not need the heater during the daytime, or may not need to use the air conditioner at night. Open your windows and get a little fresh air inside your house. Woo. That leads me to the topic of the day. Topic of the day: air pollution. So it's quite interesting now that many people are not outside anymore, except You may see quite a few people in my video here because I'm at a large city park. That tends to be where people are congregating right now. So air pollution is way down just because there aren't people outside driving their cars. I wish it would stay that way, but it likely will not. So we're seeing a big dip in air pollution now, but within a short amount of time it will spike again, unfortunately. So we're not going to be able to make any sort of dent in global warming, unfortunately. Right now the air isn't so bad though. Just look at all these cars. So many cars outside still. So in terms of your health, what's most important is the long-term effects of air pollution. So just because we're having a short-term decrease in air pollution, oh, let's realize people golfing over there. I've read it's okay to go golfing if you're not using a golf cart, whereby you would have to have someone sitting next to you if you're playing with a buddy. So if you're gonna go golfing, you're gonna have to walk the course. But generally speaking, group sporting activities are frowned upon right now. You're supposed to be keeping a 6-foot distance or 2-meter distance away from other people. Yeah, I'm seeing quite a lot of people playing golf today. Although I don't see any golf carts. Everyone seems to be walking the course right now. But anyway, what the government's suggesting right now is to keep a distance, keep at least a 6-foot distance from others, and don't walk right next to anybody who's not, living under your roof, basically. Now, acquaintances, friends, you have to say, back off, stay away from me, buddy. You're infected. Alrighty then. Yeah. So quite a lot of people out here in the park right now. I believe most places have not banned going to parks, except at the national level. A lot of our large national parks like Yellowstone and Yosemite, a lot of the national parks are closed now. Even some state parks, like I'm seeing in the Pacific Northwest region, they're closing until May or something, so at least for a month or so. Windy day, lots of wind. So yeah, air pollution is down. I wish it would stay down, but we'll just have to see, because I know India, they just implemented a mandatory stay-at-home order. See, India and China got it under control. I mean, they're taking this real seriously. They're shutting down the, see, it goes straight here, I guess. Woo-wee. They're shutting down all the public transportation. And so like all the trains and the buses and stuff, they're shut down, so they do not want their public moving about. So they're a lot stricter, at least from what I was reading, compared to what's going on in the United States. Keep in mind, the United States stretches from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. It's a very large country. You know, it isn't as big as Russia, but you know, it's quite livable everywhere in the country. And there's 50 jurisdictions, so that complicates matters. Alright. There goes a cyclist over there. Looks like gave him a little wave. He's looked like he was a little sunburned, or maybe he's just a really tan guy. I'm wearing long sleeves today just because it's kind of chilly, and really, if you can, just wearing a physical barrier is probably better for you than with a UPF rating of like 35 or above. Probably better for you than trying to use sunscreen, which is, you know, you got to be very careful using sunscreen, because if you miss a spot, you get burned. Woo. So I'm heading through Cortex District right now. You know, actually, now that I think about it, more than ever, it's probably important to take the lane, because, you know, you're not going to get that 6-foot distance from cars unless you just take over the whole lane. So, I just throw that out there. Let's make it right. I just throw that out there. I recommend cyclists take the lane, you know, just as you usually should, but you need 6-foot distance, so the only way you're going to get that is make the car go completely into the next lane over. So, yeah, go ahead and take the lane, because even if the driver is, you know, 3 foot inside the car from you, they may have a passenger, so then you'd be breaking the 6-foot rule of maintaining that distance. No. It's a little quieter over here. This is a neighborhood. Yeah, I was hoping I'd see less people out and about. It is a Wednesday. It's kind of a strange day to see a lot of cars on the road in the midday. So I'm heading toward the Grove in St. Louis. See how busy this area is. It's a central business district of the Grove neighborhood. Whew. We're on Tower Grove Avenue right now. See, can we make a right here? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. See, this is a dead-end street, but you can see those balls on the ground over there. You can cut through with a bike. Nobody around. There. Now I'm at the front of the light, and I just want to make a right. Looks like there was another road I could have cut through back there. We'll just get on the main drag. So this is kind of the edge of the Grove. I'm not really Not really riding through the grove right now, but actually, okay, look at those balls hanging up there. Those look like they're lights. I don't know, I haven't been through the grove at nighttime in a while. Not really taking the lane right here, that's okay. I'll just get over a little. Da, 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 da. Yeah. I will admit I'm seeing more cars than I thought I would. Would be nice if more people would heed the warning, but then look at me, I'm riding my bike, so I'm out and about, so is everybody else. Let's see, let's go down this way. See if we can avoid the intersection. One thing I haven't brought up is there's nothing wrong riding a bike, but be a little extra cautious when you're riding, because you don't want to end up in the hospital, you know, with all the sickly people, and you don't want to usually end up in the hospital, but the doctors are already busy enough. See a pedestrian down there, so I'm gonna have to get off of this sidewalk here. And we're gonna cut over. Woo. I think there's a alleyway back here. Let's see. Left turn only, I don't know. Kind of a... I don't know. The alleyway is kind of, I don't know. I want to say it's up here. I want to say it's one way. Let's see, can we cut through here? Straight ahead is SLU High School. That's a private campus. Can't go that way. Let's see where this goes. Looks like this street cuts through. That's weird. Look, there's like, oh, a little cobblestone, but there's no cobblestone here. Even though there is probably brick underneath this asphalt. Looks like they're using the cobblestone as like a speed bump. Alright, that's the hospital straight ahead. Don't want to end up there. Be careful. Alright. Nice and quiet. Nice and quiet. So now I might be going with the wind, not against it, so it might be less difficult going this way. Take a little of that tailwind and... Okay. I guess that stop sign to the crosswalk is nothing else here. It's like, there isn't any, it's a T intersection. There wasn't really anywhere to go there. So it looks like this lane, or the left lane, goes away. Yeah, left lane does, and then it turns into a bike lane. So I'm gonna take that going home here. So yeah, air pollution. I mean, should it even be called air pollution? Should it be called human pollution? I mean, air pollution suggests there's something wrong with the air, and it's really something wrong with the humans making the air nasty. Ah, whatever. Air pollution. Like light pollution. Light is usually on in the middle of the night because of security reasons. Businesses are worried about their stuff getting broken into or stolen, or people are worried about getting their house broken into. I kind of wonder if light pollution may go down like air pollution though. Probably not, but that'd be cool if you could actually see the stars at night in some of these mid-sized cities, because generally the only place you can really see a star-filled sky is the middle of the desert or something, nowhere. That's the freeway system to my right. Seems like traffic is a little less on the freeway right now. Looking at those flags over there, they kind of, they are blowing. It's hard to tell because it's not a trying to figure out which way the wind's blowing. I'm pretty sure the wind's blowing kind of that way. So I kind of got a tailwind going. You probably can hear me a little better on the camera too because the wind isn't blowing right into the mic. Maybe, maybe not. Woo. I always worry about riding here kind of on the edge of the road because there is a lot of glass and other junk in this bike lane. See, this isn't even the bike lane, this is like a buffer. This is supposed to be the bike lane, way on the edge of the road. And it doesn't seem like there's been a street sweeper down here for ages. Oh, look at all that glass. Oh. All the more reason to make sure you have the correct tire inflation. But yeah, getting back to air pollution. What is all that stuff in the road? What's going on there? Yucks. I don't know. I mean, I feel like air pollution would go down even further if gasoline prices went up. But gasoline is really bottomed out. Actually, in the United States, it never really went up in the last 4 years here. Really, it's always been where I live. It's been hovering just above $2 a gallon, and now it's getting below $2 a gallon. So that keeps people encouraged to fill up their tank. That's a whole separate economic thing going on though with oil. Now would be a great time for people to invest in solar panels and stuff because that's what they're doing a lot in California and whatnot, where there's constant forest fires all year round. People buying generators. I know in the last one of my last videos I talked about how, hey, this isn't a normal natural disaster, this virus outbreak going on here in 2020, but it could lead to bigger issues when there are natural disasters. So probably is a good idea to stock up on water and consider renting or buying a generator. If your power goes out, it may take longer for it to come back on. Buy a water filter. You know, all these other sort of bunker mentality may not be a bad idea now. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. Whew. Look at all the cars. Why aren't people at home? Whew. I saw some images of New York City and there are some pretty empty streets. I'm right now near the interstate freeway entrance ramp, so that's probably why you're seeing a lot of cars here, but still. Ugh. A lot of people out and about. And as the weather gets nicer, there's gonna be more people at beaches and stuff, just as they're having trouble with right now in Florida and California, trying to chase people off the beach. All right. Yeah, one risk of being a strong cyclist is motorists can misgauge you. If I just, you know, put the pedal to the metal or put my foot to the pedal, might have had a little bit of a conflict with that car back there that cut me off, making a left turn. I was going slow though, and kind of, I guess he suggested it to him that he could get ahead of me, so. A turning vehicle is always supposed to yield to a vehicle going straight. It can be difficult with a bicycle because we don't have, you know, left turn, right turn blinkers and stuff, but, I mean, I was in a straightaway lane, so he knew I was gonna go straight. That's beside the point. We got a pedestrian in the bike lane up here. Did I just cut that pedestrian off in the crosswalk? I don't know. I don't think so, but you know. Okie dokie. Let's head into the park here. This is gonna be the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed riding with me on this bike ride not to work today. Stay safe out there. And we'll see you next time. Keep 6 feet away from other cyclists. Always a smart thing to do anyway.